Let's go by just kicking it straight off there. The big news that Ilona Maher has signed with Bristol Bears in Premiership Women's Rugby. We want to go straight to the woman herself. Please welcome, a big fat welcome, Corbs. Who have we got?
We have the superstar of rugby across the world, Ilona Maher. Ilona, thank you so much for coming on the show. Just quick reaction to everything going on in your life right now.
You know, it's been a little crazy. I am a little tired, but I think that it was just kind of riding this wave, and this felt like the really right fit and the right time to do it. So, and I think this is a great place to be at right now with Bristol Bears.
I want to come straight in with that. Obviously, with Dance with the Stars mentioned, Sports Illustrated, we can just list them. But like, why rugby, Ilona? Why back to rugby? Tell us a bit more about that.
You know what? Honestly, I think to myself, why? Because I am getting ready to take contact again. I think it's just for kind of to better myself, to put myself in a place to be selected for that World Cup team. I've always dreamed about going to World Cup. From the girls who have done World Cups are like, it's just something you have to do. And I want to go into that team really prepared and ready for it, and not just like, because I think I could maybe have, if I kept playing sevens, gone into it, but I want to be in a more 15s mindset, understand it a little better, feel more comfortable out there, so that if there is, you know, when it's time for selection, I can be a name on that roster and somebody who really will be an impact out there.
And as we look at, I think everyone wants to know, what I'm dying to know is, when it comes to the game of 15s, where are we playing Ilona Maher? I'm sure there was a debate forwards or backs.
Tell us a bit.
Is there anything we're allowed to hear on where you're going to play?
You know, I think that's been a fun conversation with Dave Ward and Tom Luke. I think, you know, I've always wanted to play in the forwards. I think when we had that chat, I think almost a year ago now, I love how Sophie DeGood plays in the 8-man, and I love what she's able to do there. And I've always kind of, you know, seen myself there, but I think that's something where I can maybe build into right now, just as I get into this season. And I'm only with the Bears for, 3 months, so that's not a lot of games. We're going to try some wing, some 11, and then maybe put me in at center as well. But I mean, it is tough. I haven't done 15 since I did 2 games of the USA in 2021, the 15s. And then other than that, my last 15s was college. So 6 years right now of no consistent 15. So I think it's right now wherever will at least get me on the field where I can kind of pick it up more, and then hopefully move into more positions that might maybe require a little bit more planning or something, or
got a bit more depth.
A bit more depth. That's a good word. Depth. Yeah.
Now, Premiership Women's Rugby, people can watch it here in America on the Rugby Network. But I suppose people will want to ask, why Bristol? We thought you might go to London. We had you on the cards for a Harlequins or whatever. Why Bristol in the end, Ilona?
You know what? So I wasn't eligible to play in the PWR because you had to have a 15s cap with your team, USA, within 24 months. And so that kind of took me out of the running. And, you know, teams that I were trying to like, oh, you know, you're not eligible. We can't make it work. This was before the Olympics. And then I was like, all right, fine. Well, because I wanted to join the PWR right after the Olympics, join with the team and play for the season beforehand to really sink into it. But it's like, so I took it off my mind. And then I got a message from actually Abby Ward, who was like, hey, Dave and Tom would like to chat with you. And I was like, okay, you know, I could chat, but again, I'm not eligible and I wouldn't be able to come to the state because I'd signed on to Dance with the Stars. So they're like, yeah, we still want to chat. And so I got on the phone with them, and right away I could see like they're willing to do what it takes to get me to their team, and also that it's going to be mutually beneficial for both sides. Like they, I think, hopefully see that I could bring something, but also that they're prepared to also make me a better player. So they put in a lot of work to get me. They had to, you know, put in appeals to make sure that I could get past the regulations. They had to send letters in. They had to get this person on board, this person on board. So they really, you know, put in the work to bring me here, which meant a lot to me, because it did at times feel like, oh, you're not eligible to play. We're not going to, you know, do anything for you. And this was before the Olympics. I think after the Olympics, my value rose a little bit more. So more teams were looking. But once I think there was an article out from the Telegraph that Ilona might go play in England, I had some teams calling. And I was like, it was so cool to see the interest, but I felt that the Bears had really, I felt this draw to them by how much we could make a mutually beneficial relationship.
And, obviously Bristol, Ashton Gate, the facilities are well renowned as sort of world class. I believe you're there now. Just touch on a little bit of what you've experienced so far being there.
Got a Bayer graphic on there. No, it's so cool. Yeah. I'm here at the facilities. It's really nice, great fields, an indoor, turf field, great gym. We just got done with a gym session. It's really cool to see this and see like both the men's and women's teams working out of a really great facility like this. I've been able to do just some skills. I mean, get back to handling. I haven't taken a hit since my last game, my bronze medal match.
Are you saying the dancing didn't give you a little bit of contact work? All that, the lifting and the twisting?
Only
No?
it was a central hand down the face. That was it, No true contact work. So I am building into it slowly, but I think this is a good week just to kind of see where I'm at, test it out. We did a little contact on bags. I got to get into some passing, and just start to get the system a little bit. And then I'm going to go home for 3 weeks, and then I'll come back in January.
And obviously, I think everyone is rooting for you to make this World Cup team for the US. And I know that's not going to be an easy task, very competitive, lots of girls playing in the PWR, strong domestic competition. In an ideal scenario, what would your run-in to the World Cup look like? You do this spell with Bristol, then where does Ilona go after that in the run-in?
I'm not sure because I think it is about, can I make those tours that the USA are on? I think that, they'll have Pac-4 coming up. They'll have some other tours after this. So I'm not positive because also it's like a weird balance between rugby and what I'm doing on the side. With Dancing with the Stars, I just focused on Dancing with the Stars and it was so great. But balancing rugby with my other pursuits is going to be, I guess, a challenge in a way, but it's such a big year for rugby and the World Cup has the opportunity to be so big for every team. So I'm trying to put my focus in that and make as many tours as I can with USA. But my focus is 15s rugby right now.
I want to know, how are you staying grounded on all of this? There's so much going on in your life. You're inspiring so many people, not just women, not just girls, but men and boys and you name it. How do you stay grounded with everything that's going on?
Well, I think that I have a really great support system. My sister, who's my manager as well, really helps me out. She's here right now and she'll be here with me while I come back in the new year. My other sister, parents and whatnot. I think it's my teammates for a while. And I think this has actually been a cool scenario now being here at the Bears to ground me because I come in, I'm feeling like the new kid at school. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was looked like a lost puppy in the gym, whereas at USA Sevens, sometimes I feel like a top dog there. I've been there for 6 years. I understand it. I was making tours and whatnot. So it's kind of a different change up. I think it's how I've always been. So I've just never changed and I don't see it changing as well because yes, all this stuff is very new, but I've been doing these videos and whatnot since Tokyo. I mean, you all know, so it's not ever new in that way. I've always been doing this. I think it's going to be interesting to ground myself more when I get into 15s because it's a completely different game. So I'm not going to be running through people. I'm not going to be, that star who can just bump off one girl and score a try. It's going to be maybe you bump off one and then two others are going to be there to tackle you. So I think that's going to be an interesting mix. And also these new fans wanting to watch me do what I did in sevens in a game like 15s is going to be different for them. And also I have to try not to live up to their expectations in a way, which is very tough for me.
Awesome. Last thing. Maybe top three things you're looking forward to living in the UK. You've got great UK accent.
Not this weather.
Not this weather. Okay. What about the three top thing? What are you looking forward to? Come on. What are you looking forward to being in the UK?
Okay. Hold on.
Is it nothing?
No. I think to be in a culture of rugby is really cool, to be where there's great teams all around and, high levels wherever you go. I think I'm excited to be also live in another place. I've never lived abroad and this would be a really cool experience. I'm excited to have a roast. That's my big thing. Have a good roast while I'm here.
Post-game roast, man. I used to look forward to that.
And I think also just making new connections. I think, I've always got along with British people, I guess. I think I love the humor. I love the culture of it. So this will be a fun experience. It's going to be a short experience, but I want to take as much as I can from it.
Well, Ilona, thank you so much. We really appreciate it and really wishing you the best of luck with this endeavor. I think all the eyes of the rugby world will be on you, and I know you won't disappoint.
Alex, I'm trying to stay grounded. Don't say that.
Hey, no pressure.
No pressure. Thanks, Ilona. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.